Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Devops Linux AWS with AI session. We have started uh, DevOps with the Maven and GitHub. So Maven related and GitHub related all recordings are available in YouTube. Okay, from last we started the batch on 11th April, and in last these days we understand SDLC, we understand Agile, and all recordings are uploaded in YouTube channel. So those are available. Okay, and also whatever the classroom notes are there, we are already providing those notes, so we can able to download from our website now. In previous session, what we did is we done a beautiful activity with our team in an interactive way. So what we did is we have given access to another repository in GitHub and give access to one or two guys. So to understand how this Git pull request work, okay, Git pull request work, how intentionally some conflicts we raise, and how that conflicts are resolved. This is what we did, and hope you are able to understand how what is Git pull command, how to merge, how to push the command, how to push the changes, how to resolve the conflict. That recording is not available. That was completely activity we did in previous session. Okay, so that recording is not available, but hope who have attended, they have understood in a nice way. Okay, now guys, today what we are going to start is already in one of the session we understand this part, environment. Today what we are going to start is manual deployment. Manual deployment. Once you understand the manual deployment, then you will understand the automatic deployment. So that is what first we need to understand basic thing, then we know we have to go with advanced thing. So manual deployment we have to do. Okay, manual deployment we have to do. For this, we have understand this part. Let me explain you one more time and then we will start. Okay. So this diagram you already understand. For example, this is your GitHub repository. This is your GitHub repository. This is your GitHub repository. In GitHub repository, there may be one branch. You know, right? What is branch? Main branch, right? Develop branch, feature branch, SIT branch, UAT branch, release branch. We have understand the purpose of these branches also. Okay. If you application environment. So environment is what it means to perform or to run the application. Okay. In real time, we use multiple environment like dev environment, which is for whom development purpose. SIT environment, system integration testing environment, user acceptance testing environment, pilot environment, prod environment, release environment. We have understand this, but let me explain you one more time because this is what we need to understand and work on this. Now, guys, what I try to explain in this diagram is, let's say there is a Flipkart application. I open Flipkart application when I was explaining. There is sign-up functionality. Very first time when you access Flipkart, you want to buy something. What you have to do? You have to do registration, sign up. In Facebook also, what you are doing? Sign up. In Gmail also, what you are doing? Sign up. Every functionality, if you want to log in, you need to do sign up. So in application development, one developer is working on sign up, another developer is working on login functionality, another developer is working on profile, some other functionality. And at the same time, they are staying at different location. One guy is Pune, one guy is in Nagpur, one guy may be in Canada. But they belong to same project, same team, right? So now what they are doing from the main branch, they are creating one feature branch. They are developing feature branch or develop branch. Just think, they created one feature branch or develop branch. Now, developer one will push the code. Developer one will push the code. Developer one will push the code into the feature branch, right? Let's say his feature branch name is feature sign up. Developer 2 will create one feature branch, feature login. Profile developer 3 will create one feature branch, profile, feature, right? We have understood already what is the branches in our GitHub repository, GitHub session. If you miss, you can watch YouTube regarding whatever we uploaded. Everything is available related to Maven and GitHub. Okay, now, so now they push the code into the GitHub. Now we are going to do, for now we are I explained this Jenkins job, which is nothing but continuous integration deployment. It is his duty, but if it is not there, this part is not there, then what we are supposed to do? Dev environment, whatever the code is there, whatever the code is there, whatever the code is there in development environment, whatever the code is there in development environment, okay? This development environment, this code, development code will go to dev environment. Development code will go to dev environment, right? SIT code will go to where? SIT environment. Okay, UAT code will go into UAT environment, right? Or prod or release code will go to the prod environment. This is live environment. Prod environment means live, which is accessed by user. Okay. So these are environment. Environment means what? Your laptop is your environment. Your laptop environment means what? Your laptop. When you are running application in your laptop, what you are having? You are having one operating system. Okay, in your laptop, what you are having? In your laptop to run some software. This is your laptop. Inside laptop, what you require? One operating system. When you buy the laptop, you install one operating system, right? Without operating system, nothing is possible. When you buy a laptop, this is one environment I am trying to explain. This is one laptop. When you buy first time laptop, what do you require? There is nothing, right? Just configuration wise you purchase according to your what is requirement. You are a developer, you want to buy the laptop for sports or games, right? You want to do some coding. Based on that, you buy i3, i5, i7, right? Like this. And then install the operating system. Once the operating system is installed, for example, Windows, Linux, which operating system you want. So you install one operating system. After operating system, what you are installing? For example, you are a developer, you are a Java developer. You want to do something. So what you install? You install one software. What software you will install? Java software you install. Okay. Java software installation is required. We also come to know that to run a Java project as a web application or as Maven build tool, we install Maven software also, right? After that, so you are aware of this, that we required Maven software. Perfectly fine. Means you are going to develop some web application. For this, Maven software is required. But before this, we need to always install Java. So Java you install, Maven you install. Let's say you install database also in your local laptop. So any MySQL database, Oracle database, any of the database is installed. Okay? Some software like this Postman, ID, this kind of software you are install. Then you started the development. So this is nothing but your environment of your laptop, which is required to run a simple application. This is what required to run a simple application. So you can call this an environment, right? So in this diagram, when I am saying environment means complete infrastructure, because developer environment is means for development purpose and production environment is for production purpose. Everything is same related to software, because whatever the application you are going to deploy in dev environment, the same application should run in prod environment. That is our understanding, right? So dev environment means what? For example, I explain you the environment, you understand the environment. Now think, tomorrow this application will go into the cloud. This is your AWS cloud. This is your AWS cloud. This is your AWS cloud, any cloud, Google cloud, Azure cloud, any cloud. So in this AWS also, an environment will be, you have to create. Let's say this is your environment. You have to create, like for creating an environment, certain service we have to use. So one of the service is EC2. In EC2 service, what you are creating, you are launching one computer, nothing but you are launching one operating system, same way, right? Then inside this operating system, what kind of operating system you are choosing? Let's say you are choosing Linux. There are different flavor available. So in operating system, what you have to do, then you have to do install. Same thing, Java you require. Whatever software you required in your local laptop, the same kind of software required in your AWS cloud. So what required? Java required, right? You install Java. Now you install Java in your AWS. Same way you required what? Maven. Same way you required what? Maven. I am just giving idea by taking one or two software name. Whatever software required in your local laptop to run an application, the same software will be required in your AWS na in cloud. So that's why I am taking three example, Java, Maven, and DB, because at this moment you know these three terminology. I am not taking much more name. So now this service, this easy to become one of the your machine na. Laptop is your machine. Laptop is your machine. Laptop is your machine. You are running one Java program here. The same thing what you are doing, you are creating in AWS, you are using one EC2 service. EC2 service, inside EC2 service, you are creating one operating system. Let's say Linux operating system. In Linux operating system, what you are trying to do, now your machine is created. After this, you have to install what? You have to install Java, you have to install Maven, and you have to do DB database. Then what you are doing? For example, one server is also required. One server is also required. That is Tomcat server in your local laptop. Okay. I am going to discuss on Tomcat today. So Tomcat is also required. Let's say, right? To run the application, you require one Tomcat server. Okay. Same way, you required one Tomcat server in AWS na. What is Tomcat server? We are going to understand this. No need to worry. Okay. Once Tomcat server is required now this kind of configuration you require in cloud. So this is your what? Now observe guys. Now observe guys. Now try to observe. Now try to observe what I'm trying to do is. Yeah. So you understand, right? This is what your AWS. Now try to observe. I'm trying to do something more. The same infrastructure available in where the same infrastructure available you have created, let's say dev environment. So I can mark this as dev environment, right? No problem. 1 second. Just no problem. Okay. Now try to observe. So you created one AWS account. This is your corporate company. This is company AWS account. Okay, this is your company AWS account. In one of these, this is your company AWS account. This is your company AWS account. Now in your AWS account, this is one environment. You can inside that, you can call this as dev environment. You can call this as dev environment. Whatever the development related thing is there, you are trying to do here. Whatever thing. Now same kind of infrastructure, you will be having, right? Dev environment. Let's say same infrastructure you will have like let me call that dev environment. Okay. Let me have this QA environment, and third one is let's say prod environment. Okay. Try to understand. This is your first one is your dev environment. First one is your dev environment. This is your dev environment. This is let's say your QA environment. Same way you can have multiple environment. I'm trying to explain you the environment. Now developer what will do? Developer what will be do? Let's say this is your GitHub repository. This is your GitHub repository. This is your GitHub repository. This is what your GitHub repository. As I mentioned, GitHub can have many branch, right? GitHub can have many branch. Let's say this is dev branch, right? Let's say this is QA branch. Let's say this is release or prod branch. Okay, now try to this is your prod branch. Right? Just think in that way. This is your developer branch, this is your QA branch, and this is your production branch. And there are developers who are pushing the changes. One developer will push the changes into dev branch, one developer will push the changes in QA branch, one developer will push the changes in product branch. Okay? Now what will happen? Multiple developer are sorry, not in QA branch. One developer push in the dev branch by creating branches. Another developer will push in the dev branch, create the branch and merge the branch into dev. That we understand. Now from dev environment, this code will move to who? Where? The code will move to dev environment. The code will move to dev environment. Here, observe this diagram. Once you are under, your visualization will be good, then you are understand the process. So this from dev environment code will go to which part? Some Java code is there. That code will go to which environment? This is your dev environment. This is nothing but your dev environment. Simple. This code will go to your dev environment, right? So when you are moving this code, this is called deployment. When you are moving the code, this is nothing but deployment. This is nothing but deployment, right? You are moving the code from dev GitHub to server, cloud server, then nothing but deployment. How you are moving automatically, manually, that is different thing. But this moving the code dev environment. Now what you are doing? Now with your team, you are testing whatever working fine or not. If something you find during development not working, again you will take the code, you will make the changes, again you move into the dev environment. So your latest code will keep on go into the main branch of dev environment. The moment you find everything yours according to sprint, we know, right, what is sprint? Sprint means 15 days task. We have assigned to different team member for some particular hours of time so that they can complete. For example, in first sprint, everything is fine. Now, in confidence with your customer, client, now you got, okay guys, we done the development. Now it's part to move the code. Try to observe this diagram. Now you are good with this part. Your same thing working fine in dev environment. Now what you will do? You will do move this main branch from here. You will move the code to QA. And now from this QA branch, you will from this QA branch, you will move the code. Where you will move the code to QA environment. Same code after your testing is done. Now tester will come into the picture. Tester will work with your application. He will test whatever front end, back end, everything he will test. He will play with your application. Okay. If any defect will be there, he will tell you, okay, defect is there. What he will tell you, defect is there. If defect is there, then what he will do, he will suggest you defect is there. Then he will suggest defect is there. Code will, you will take back defect is there. Again, what you will do, in dev environment. Again, you will merge that code. Again, defect is there. Then you will take the code and again do the merge. Everything code changes, and again you will give it QA environment. Now this time, again you move the code into the where QA environment. Now QA again will test. If any fine, everything is fine, he will give green signal. Okay. Now QA environment, everything is fine. Now what will be your next step? Now QA is fine. Now the same code you will merge from QA to prod. Now same code you are moving from QA to prod. So this is your prod environment. This is your what? Prod environment. This is your what? Prod environment. So in the prod environment, whenever you are moving the code to prod environment, so this will be something deployment window. It's not like that anytime, any day you will do the deployment. It's not like that. So we plan something behind our deployment. We have some process. For example, some bank are there. Some bank are there. Bank, think in the bank application perspective. What is the bank operation time? Most probably morning people wake up. They start from net banking. They visit the bank morning from 5, let's say 6 a.m., 7 a.m. people in India wake up. If they want to do some payments, they will use net banking, right? And they will do something. So morning 6 a.m. and afternoon also, these people are using bank offices are open, bank branches are open. But in night, in midnight, let's say in the morning 1 a.m., are we doing something? Rarely, many few people, not everyone. For example, 100 people are doing bank transaction in the morning, but hardly one or two people is doing transaction in the night 2 a.m., 3 a.m., right? So what will they will do? Deployment window they will provide. Okay, we will do the latest deployment in morning 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. They choose a window where the changes of the production deployment will not going to impact user. So morning in 2 hours window they will do deployment so that the new feature will be reflected in the morning after the deployment window. During deployment window again everything testing will be done. Everything is running fine or not. If production everything is working fine, they have quickly done every QA team, everything observed, everything is fine, perfectly fine. Then this is nothing but deployment. So now we need to understand what is live deployment, what is manual deployment and what is manual deployment, what is automatic deployment. You are able to talk to me. Do you have any question in this diagram? Ask me. You are able to unmute, I believe. I did not mute this time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have any doubt in this diagram?
Sir,
All clear, sir.
this method totally work on the agile method waterfall, no?
Yeah, Ajay only.
Okay.
Sir, these methods depends on waterfall, no? Or agile.
See, this agile and waterfall is project process.
Okay.
It is applicable to project. If it is a project deployment, development you are doing with agile, then you have to follow agile. Okay, if you are doing waterfall means waterfall is also one thing, but deployment is common to every process now. Okay, so
Both
we
are
are
using nowadays, sir.
agile.
Okay.
You did not ask this question in during agile. Now you are asking this question in deployment.
Okay.
Any question related to this topic? Deployment, this diagram. Agile means we are doing one sprint, one requirement, few requirement in one sprint,
Hello?
then we are moving into the cloud.
Hello,
Tell me.
sir. We uh, we merge our development our dev branch with QA branch after the deployment is done in the AWS server. So why there is a need that there is a different server for dev as well as QA as well as prod.
That is what I'm saying. This is one environment. That is what I'm trying to say. This is one environment. This is another environment. This is another environment. That is what I'm trying to say. Same configuration, same software setup, everything will be working. And this code will be live code. This part will go into live. This is not develop. You want to play something, you don't know this, so you will not touch it. Do practicals in your production, na? You the same infrastructure you want to test, you need to do 100 times your each functionality. Developer one functionality, developer two functionality, developer three functionality. If you will perform such activity in your production, then your application will be 100% going to fail now in your product environment. Then how you, for example, you are working on bank application and you are doing every 1 hour, you are doing latest code changes, new feature. That is not working, that is failing. If it is failed, then your server will be, application will be down. Then who are user able to access?
No.
So why to disturb product environment? Why to user? Because we are customers now for one bank. We are using one net banking. If net banking will be down, are you able to use that? For example, one developer pushed the wrong code in the development production branch and for testing purpose, then this application will be down. This application will be down. So lakhs of crores of users using HDFC bank, are they able to use this? No, right? So higher environment, more safety we have to take care. Now this is your development branch. Sorry, this is dev environment. In this dev environment, you can do any kind of circus, right? It is your environment. This is your dev environment. It's a playground for developer. Every 1 hour you write 10 lines of code, 1,000 lines of code. You can push the code and check the functionality whether it is working fine or not. Not only thing, your front end will be there. Let's say your front end will be there. Your front end will be there. Okay? Here also your front end will be there. Here also your front end will be there. So whatever the dev, so for every environment, there is a different URL. Let's say this is the HDFC bank application. So what will be the bank application name? www.hdfcnetbanking. I am giving some name, HDFD netbanking. Netbanking dot dev dot in, something like this. This is the URL for this. This is the URL for, let's say this is dev, this is QA URL for this. And this is the actual URL where nothing, dev and QA, nothing is there.
Sir, production environment means it is a like a software application and final
Final,
that users this.
final
Okay.
application. If I will open something HDFC dot something like this, okay, if
It
I am
is
using HDFC net
releasable.
banking,
It means
HDFC net banking. Now tell me, this is your, let's say this is your net banking. What is the URL, guys? Netbanking hdfc.com, right? So same kind of URL will be for your prod environment. Let's say same kind of URL will be for your dev environment, but something will be mentioned. Let's say hyphen dev will be there. Something like this means you are doing the changes here. Something like this. It will be like QA. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? This will be your QA environment, but this will be your prod. So nothing will be there. Actual people going to use. So if you made the changes here, then what will happen? You are keep on changing. We are 18 people, right? 20 people in this call. Ankit made the changes here. Arvind make the changes here. Arshin make the changes here. Mangesh make the changes here. They keep on doing changes, and every time there is something wrong happening. Do you think this I am able to access this application, net banking? No, because always it is down. So then who will trust you, your business? So you are not touching prod environment. Where you are deploying? You are deploying the code in your dev environment. This is your playground. Same infrastructure, same server will be there. Are you getting? So if Arshin made the changes, Arvind made the changes, Mangesh made the changes, Parth made the changes, I made the changes, anyone made the changes in this environment, that is accepted because this is same infrastructure is there. We are pushing our code, we are testing our functionality. My code is fine. It means I will move my code to feature branch to main branch. Feature branch, Because here so many feature branch will be there na. Inside gate one feature branch, another feature branch, third feature branch. Where from this feature branch, where we are moving the code in Dev main branch. Dev main branch, right? Everyone is working on their functionality. They are moving the code into Dev branch, main branch. Then this main branch will be where deployed into where? The main branch will be deployed into where? AWS, this server. Dev environment. This environment is in the same, but only Dev. Why we are calling Dev? Because as a developer, we want to test the functionality. Without your testing, how you can move to the code into cloud production? No, right? So this is why this is fine. Now development. So develop, there is a chances of failure. So that's why first we are moving our code in dev environment. This is first part. Now three developer move the changes in dev main branch. They move into the cloud, working fine according to them. Then their team decide, okay, we will move the code from where to where. We will move the code from dev to QA branch. From QA, now we are moving QA main branch to where? Same time, same QA environment. But who will test here? Developer will test? No, this is for playground for QA tester. Three functionality you move. Now QA know what should be the expected output for three functionality. Your current new functionality should not disturb old functionality. There may be old code also, right? There are 10 Java files already. Three developer will add 3 more file or 4 more file. Now 10 file, instead of 10 file, there are 15 file. Fine, it's fine. Because of your old code, there are some functionality. He will test whether your code, he will test in all aspect. Whether the first thing, your current code is working fine or not. Fine. Second thing, old code is working fine or not, old functionality did not disturb or not. Everything he will do, regression testing, whatever testing name is there, quickly. He will take his own time. He will create one report. He will explain you, okay, I had done the testing, I found some bugs. Hey, development team, I found some bug. Can you please fix those and again push the code into QA? Developer will again do the code changes. Right? Then what happen? They will do the changes and then again move the code in QA. QA again do the testing. Out of 4 bugs, 3 bugs are fixed, but still he able to see one more bug is there, still there. He will again ask, hey, development team, there is one bug again, still it is not fixed. Development team check which person work on that task and bug is still there. The same person will fix the bug. And immediately after fixing the bug, he will again move the QA. Now, third round, he come to know, okay, everything is fine. He will create one report, he will give green signal. Okay, everything fine. Now you can go ahead and do the production deployment. Now, whole team, dev, QA, team lead, everyone will come in a call. They will decide. Now everything is fine in QA. They will agree on some time. Okay, boss, now we have to do the code changes from QA to prod. Now what they are doing, they are moving from code from QA to prod branch. And then prod branch, the code will be there and the same code and the same code and the same code. They will move the code from production to prod environment. The moment production deployment is done, immediately everyone will try to check the functionality, whether sign up is working, whether login is working, whether net banking working, whether transaction working, whether everything is working or not. Quickly they do the testing, everything is fine. Nothing is breaking. Then they will say production window is over, production is done, everything is prod. Now you are good, right?
Yes, sir. Sir, sir, is there any specific time or day that company decide to put
That
their
is what I'm saying, sir. If you ask me, if you are, I that's why I mentioned there is some specific time. Listen to me carefully. I am given one example also. For example, people are using bank application daytime more, not in night time. So based on the consumer, based on the user, people decide which time will be preferable. If they want to deployment, if it is a net banking, they will do in night time, where the less users are there, get impacted if any changes are happening. For example, if it is Flipkart application, if any festival will come, for example, recently Christmas or Diwali or Eid festival is there, do you think people will do deployment during those festival days? No. If application will be down, lack of user won't be able to buy some shopping. They do everything before those kind of days. During Diwali, any festival, they run some advertisement, big billion days. I mean, crores of people are going to purchase. Do you think as for 5 minutes also they can bear this deployment? No, right? So whatever they want to do, they will do where the application people in weekend, when people do the shopping, Monday to Friday, Saturday, people are in office. So Sunday, people used to do the shopping from Flipkart application. Do you think they do the deployment in Sunday? No. Sunday is the time when people do the. So this is a common sense question. Okay. We need to understand business. Based on that business, people used to decide what should be the window. Okay. The second thing is that, for example, people after so that will be defined by business team when to do. You cannot decide. So that's what there is an agreement between everyone. We cannot decide at any time we will do the deployment. This is completely planning is done during sprint planning. Okay. Now you are good, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, guys, next topic is try to observe. Here, when I'm mentioning Tomcat, we need to understand server also, right? Now, this is important. This is important. Server we need to understand. Now we understand environment. We understand environment. We understand environment. Now, the important one term I added Tomcat. Servers. We need to understand servers because application will be deployed in the server now. So we need to understand this part. Okay? Now, so observe carefully. So now, to run a web application, what is required? We need server. Software to required, we know, right? Java application, Python application, .NET application, PHP application. Whatever the software required is fine. To run as application, we need one server. Okay? We need one server. Right? Now, for Java application, let's say, for Java web application, we can use below servers. Server. Apache, Tomcat server. Apache, Tomcat server. Second is JBoss server. Any of the server. There are different servers provided by different company. WebLogic. Now, WebSphere, Glassfish. Any of the server we use. The famous is Apache Tomcat. Okay? Now, in Spring Boot application, by default there are 3 servers there. You don't need to do configuration of server also. That is the advantage of Spring Boot. Then whoever Java people, I am telling them. Okay, now you need to understand what is Tomcat server. Okay, now try to observe this diagram also. Now try to observe, guys. We are trying to understand Tomcat now. So let me explain this part. So this Tomcat server is where Tomcat server is somewhere in your machine, right? Your laptop is machine. Similarly, EC2 is one machine, right? This is your what? EC2. EC2 is one AWS service which is which is uh, which is used to create one virtual laptop for your. Okay? Inside this EC2 machine, you are having one server na. Right? What is the server name? Let's say Tomcat. Tomcat server is there. Tomcat server is there. Okay? Now try to observe guys carefully. This is your Tomcat server is there. This is your Tomcat server is there. Hope you guys have focused and understand Maven and GitHub. What is Maven? Maven is a build tool. When we do some clean install Maven packaging, one jar file is created, right? One jar file is created. One jar file is created. I am expanding this. Under the target folder, if you see one jar file is created here, right? For whatever the code you are developing for that, one jar var file is created. You understand in Maven also, right? During our Maven session. Okay, now try to observe. So in server, we are deploying that var file or jar file. Whatever application name dot var file or app.var or app.jar. Then we run the server. Then we run this Tomcat. Then we give instruction. We have placed one server into your inside you. Now we are running by run command. Some commands are there. Then server will run. The server will run. Application.var will also run. Right? We have placing this var or jar file here inside this Tomcat server. Okay? Now. Now. Hope you understand, right? This diagram also. I will copy this jar and place in this server, right? Simple thing is there. That is called manual deployment. Okay, now try to observe. Similarly, for Java application, for let's say .NET application, Otherwise, people will think I am talking only about Java. For .NET application, we need to use IIS server provided by Microsoft. .NET, SQL Server, these are provided by which company? Microsoft. Okay? Now, try to observe. What is Apache Tomcat? Now we will discuss. Now we will discuss about Apache Tomcat. What is Apache Tomcat? One server we have picked. Okay. Now try to observe. What is Apache Tomcat? Okay. Now Apache Tomcat is a web server. Apache is a company name and Tomcat is the server name. So combinedly Apache Tomcat is a web server. Apache Tomcat is web server. Okay. Apache Tomcat is used to run Java web application. Apache Tomcat is free. Apache Tomcat is free and open source. No charge is required to use this. So that is why it is popular. Now, every application run on some default port number. So Apache Tomcat runs on port number 8080 by default. What are the configuration file? Where is the file? What to do? How to do the changes? We will see everything practically. Till now we did everything practically only, right? Theory, understanding, learning, practical. Theory, learning, understanding, practical. Whatever I am telling right now, we are going to see everything is practical. Now guys, I can do this in my local laptop also. But we are a DevOps guy, right? So as I am mentioning this diagram to you guys, what term I am using? AWS, right? But till now, few of you are not aware of what is AWS, what is EC2. No need to worry. I will explain you whatever I am doing. When we start for new people, we will start AWS. That is different thing. But at this moment, I am trying to explain you what is AWS. In short, when I will log in into my service, right? Here is one one of the service. We need to log in. What to do, how to do, I will explain you everything. If you search here, there are so many services there. I am going to explain you each and everything related to EC2 for deployment perspective. When we start the service, then we will understand EC2 because this is a very important, very huge service. Okay, then you will understand what to do and how to do. Right, all these things I am going to create. When I am saying, if you click here in AWS, I log in. You have to do sign up account. You have to do sign up account. Right? Now try to see so many services are there. Na? EC2, Route 53, S3, billing. Forget about everything. No need to worry about all these things. Our focus should be on EC2. I am selecting EC2. What is EC2? EC2 Elastic Cloud Compute. Now, now here instance means what? Machine. Instance means what? Machine in short. Instance means what? Machine. We need to create one machine. We need to create one machine. So for that, there is an option called launch instance. Launch instance. Okay, launch instance. In which region? There are so many regions. AWS services are available in different regions. I am selecting Mumbai region. I am selecting Mumbai region. When I will explain you AWS, then you will understand what is region, what is everything. But currently, just observe step by step what I am to do. Okay, for this I will create one step by step document also. Okay, now launch an instance. Read this carefully. What is showing? Imagine EC2 allow you to create a virtual machine or instance that run on AWS cloud. According to this diagram, what we are trying to do, see my diagram is there. No need to just observe this diagram. I log in into AWS, fine. I selected EC2 is fine. Hope you are understanding. I logged in AWS. I logged in into AWS. I selected EC2. So these two part you know. Just high level. I log in. Now next is what? I need to select operating system. Like how your local laptop is having operating system. Similarly, I need to create operating system. Try to observe. Operating system I need to create. Where I can select operating system in AWS. I will give some name. Manual deployment dev. Let's say I'm giving manual deployment dev. Now try to observe. Here in second part, operating system images. Like we are installing operating system. See, Linux is there, Mac is there, Ubuntu is there, Windows is there, Red Hat is there. What kind of operating system is there? AWS is asking us, hey, hey DevOps people, hey developers, just select that according to your requirement. I will provide what kind of operating system you want. You want a window, select this window. If you want Linux, I have multiple flavor of Linux like Red Hat, Amazon Linux. Some if you select search, Ubuntu is also there, right? Come back. Launch an instance. Ubuntu is also there. If I select this Ubuntu, Amazon Linux, Red Hat, all these are flavors of Linux machine. Means provided by different company. That we will see during our Linux session. But just it's when okay, fine. See, I selected. Now what is saying? Amazon machine image. Ubuntu server, SSD volume, right? You have some configuration, right? Same thing. It is following 64-bit architecture, instance type. Now try to observe. We have while our practice, we have to use something instance type. What is instance type? Don't know. Forget about everything. It is a free tire. So free tire we are using for our practice. Free tire we use for our practice. Free tire for your practice. Never select other than this. Okay. Now try to observe. So we have to use T2 micro. Now keep here. It is kind of username password. Whoever having this key paired security, then they are able to log in into our server once the server is created. Okay. I am giving one overview because I have to launch the server. Network setting. What kind of network setting? Who want to SSH? Tomorrow we are going to discuss 10 to 15 minutes on this. Then I will create some server also. We will discuss about how to install Apache Tomcat. That will be our next 2-3 days activities, guys. It is not one day, but you have to attend and you have to focus on everything, because tomorrow I am going to use this Apache Tomcat also. We need to understand, not directly we will jump here in AWS service. I need to, this is just our DevOps part. So one service I will using, it doesn't mean I am explaining you the complete service. It is only I am using. How I am using, you have to observe. A few of you already know AWS, so you can easily understand. Few of you are new, so I can say that in during AWS you will come to know more on this. Almost 10 days we will spend on EC2. Okay, so no need to panic. What is this SSL? What is this traffic? What is this? I am going to explain you during this manual deployment. Okay, now. Then we have to configure what is the size. Then finally we have to create launch template. Once we select everything according to our convenience and configuration, then we have to select on launch template. Once we click on launch template, what will happen? What will happen? It will create a AWS service virtual machine like this. Like this. Operating system will be created. Then what will our next job? To install Java, to install Maven, to install Tomcat, right? Something like this into that server. How you are installing in your local laptop? Same thing we have to do by using AWS. That we are going to see. So no need to panic. Whatever I explained till today, you understand or not, let me know. Don't bother about AWS. Don't bother about Apache Tomcat. I am going to explain you each and everything about Apache Tomcat. Apache Tomcat. How to download, what to download, where to download, what are the configuration file, what is lib folder, where to deploy the file, what is everything I am going to explain you. So no need to panic. Okay. Just I am trying to make you visualize the thing. If you are able to visualize, then you are able to relate. Once you are able to relate, your concept will become clear. That is what I am trying to say. So let me know you understand this part, this diagram and this diagram. See, I'm trying to minimize this more, little more. One second. When I'm talking about try to observe dev environment, where is our dev environment? This one second. Where is our dev environment? Guys, this is our dev environment. When I'm talking about where is our, let's say, QA environment. Let's say this is our QA environment. Where is our production environment? Where is our production environment? Let's say prod environment. So this is our prod environment. Are you getting? I am explaining diagram in sub diagrams also. Now you can tell me any difficulty in this diagram, component of the diagram which I am highlighted. You understand this diagram, right? This diagram you understand. In this diagram, I am trying to explain the environment wise environment. So this is this diagram. Now we are going to see Tomcat. So we are going to this diagram. I explain you in local laptop wise how the thing looks in your local laptop, how the things will look in cloud. Are you able to understand? Talk to me now, guys. If you say yes, then I can understand
Sir.
you're good. Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So guys, attend whoever attend the session, they will get the recording. Going forward, these are important topics. We will spend 2 to 3 days on manual deployment and slowly start Jenkins. Jenkins require 1 week. Whatever we did manually, Jenkins, with the help of Jenkins, we will do automatically. Okay, so you will understand, then you will know. If you know cycle, then you will understand, then you can learn by. Then you can feel what is the easiness by running the bike, driving the bike, and my bicycle. Okay, that is what manual deployment. Then something what automatic deployment. Then you will understand the easiness, how Jenkins makes our life easier. Okay, guys, I'm stopping my recording.